Conscription is still a reality for many young people in Eritrea, Israel and South Korea. Does this play have a message for those currently impacted by the conscription?
I hope and believe that it does. I hope and believe that its message, if we want to call it that, is timeless. Standing out against conscription, if that's what you believe, if you believe that war and violence is wrong and not a means to solve international disputes, then standing out against that is something, as long as a country has conscription, then there are going to be people that need to stand up against it. But also, I think more universally, I hope that the play shows that it's important to stand up for any principle or belief that you have, that you truly believe is a right principle or belief to have, something that your conscience is leading you towards. That's a sort of timeless message, you know. And the fact that that takes courage, that you are liable to be ostracised, to face hostility, to possibly have your work prospects, your career prospects damaged, ruined by your stance. So I suppose in a way the play is showing the kind of courage that's required and how important that courage is and how inspiring that is to others in the fight against war and militarism.
Michael, can you take us through your personal involvement with organizations that promote peace?
Well, my story is that my grandfather fought in the First World War and my father fought in the Second World War. My best friend at school, he was someone who was very pro-military. He went off to Sandhurst and had a very successful career in the army as an officer. But none of this seemed to rub off on me. In fact, at the age of 15, I wrote on my pencil case at school the words, "War is illogical." This is not the actual pencil case, I hasten to add, but it's very similar to the one that I had all those years ago. And I was mocked for this, bullied, not unduly, but I was sort of, you know, many of the lads mocked me and said, well, forget having a girlfriend in this class because, you know, if there was a war, you clearly would not jump to their assistance and defend them. And I said, oh no, can we not have a more intelligent discussion about this? Anyway, not long after the War Is Illogical pencil case, I left school and I joined the Campaign for Nuclear Disarmament, which I was a member of for many years. And I have to say, I let my membership lapse, which was possibly post-Gorbachev and Glasnost era. One felt the world was now a slightly safer place. It isn't anymore, so I'm rejoining CND. Although a lifelong pacifist, it wasn't until much later in my life that I became aware of the work of the Peace Pledge Union. And particularly working on this play, have forged, you know, some good close links with them and obviously helped them with the White Poppies campaign. I've taken White Poppies to performances, particularly ones in November of each year, and disseminated their literature, and indeed organisations like Conscience and so on tried to sort of make the literature available to audiences, and mentioning them in the question and answer sessions that we have afterwards. The Quakers have been incredibly important as one of the historic peace churches and very significant in the conscientious objector movement in the First World War. So I've performed the play in various Quaker meeting houses around the country, and Quakers have been very supportive to the project in helping to spread the word about it. There is a sense that, you know, that phrase, preaching to the converted, sometimes I look at the audiences. I performed on Armistice Day last year in Carnarvon, and I was wondering what the audience would be like and whether there'd be any sense of offence at this play about anti-war and conscientious objection being performed on Armistice Day. I came out to start the play and there were 200 white poppies facing me in the audience. So I thought, oh okay, I think this is going to be a friendly audience. Preaching to the converted, I would love the play to reach those and provoke thought in those who aren't pacifists or who are pro-military. But I feel that even performing to people that are like-minded and sympathetic to the subject matter is important, because often people will say to me, the players help me to sort of re-strengthen my own beliefs, to get out there and do some more activism. It's reminded me of the bravery of those conscientious objectors 100 years ago. Other organisations I've reached out to, War Resisters International, the Stop the War Coalition. So I've tried to make the play available to anyone that wants to use it as a focus for their own work. And there was an exhibition in Bristol, Refusing to Kill, about Bristolian conscientious objectors in the First World War. And they asked me if I would perform the play as part of that exhibition, even though there are no Bristol COs in the play, but there are plenty of COs.